Hello, everybody, and welcome to my podcast, The Long Game with Alison, where we will be talking about all things health, wellness, business, mindset, growth, all of that. I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you're on YouTube, hello, welcome, and subscribe so you don't miss a video. On to the episode. Welcome to episode 1 of The Long Game with me, Alison. So this is my first ever podcast recording, so please bear with me. It's all very new. I'm learning it all, but we've got to take that first step. And episode 1 is just going to be a little bit about me, why I've started my podcast, what I've been doing. And yeah, so here we go. My running journey actually started in 2015. So I did my first park run on 21st of February 2015. Well, technically that's not correct. I actually did one the week before, but I ran the course wrong and did something like 26 minutes. So I had to have that deleted because I did not actually complete the full park run. I went wrong. So officially, my first park run is 21st of February 2015, and I ran that in 41 minutes and 13 seconds. Now, I wasn't really doing much else in terms of fitness and health. I had got myself pretty much in rock bottom with my weight. I was in an unhealthy relationship, so someone that was a little bit of a feeder and didn't support my health and well-being, and something just clicked one day and was like, I need to change something. I'm not happy in my body. I didn't fit in my clothes. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to socialize. So I committed to making a change, and I did a couple of little runs from my house. They were only like 1 or 2 miles, sort of run walking. And then I heard about this thing called Park Run. So I just bit the bullet and went for it. And I joined social media groups on Facebook for Park Run and local park runs, and kind of connected with a few people on there. And that's where my running journey started. I've now completed 253 park runs at 19 different locations. And my PB is now 30 minutes and 8 seconds. I've never been able to get that elusive under 30 minutes at a park run, just because they've been busier or such like. It's just not quite happened. But I started at those 41 minutes, and I've worked really hard over the years to get down to that 30-minute bracket. And yes, don't get me wrong, I've had years where my fastest time has been 36 minutes. I've got down to 30, I've gone back up to 36. It's not linear, the journey in running. You are very up and down depending on what events you're doing, if you've got injury, if you've had holidays, or life just gets in the way and you haven't been able to stay consistent. Anyway, once I started park run and doing a bit of running, I realised how much I loved being active and the benefits it had on my mental health. So I was suffering with anxiety and not wanting to leave the house and all of that. And I know it sounds strange that I joined Park Run, but it was all people I didn't know. I didn't know anyone there. So it made it easier for me to go to that. But I wanted my life back. I wanted to feel happier in my skin, and I was in quite a dark place. So exercise for me is the biggest benefit, is the mental health side. Although I did lose weight and over time, the biggest thing for me was finding myself again, really, through exercise. And I made new friends. I got the courage to get out of that relationship and all of that. And life has just got better since that point. And I started toying with different classes and stuff. So I then went to a few Zumba classes, club-a-size, and I really caught the bug for running and fitness. And I've never looked back since. I've always been quite open about sharing my story, and on my social media, I've kind of shared where I've come from, so where I started and where I am now. And over lockdown, there was lots of us like helping each other get through it, like virtually. We were like, I'm off for a run, see you when I get back, and all of that. And we had little like competitions and things like that, which we did with groups, which was really good fun. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I can't remember the years because I'm terrible. Since COVID, I don't know what years what anymore. So I worked with horses for a little while, and needed to get out of that job. And at the time, I'd had a lot of people asking me to help them through the Couch to 5K, and kind of asking for advice and support on what they can do to improve their health, wellness, all of that. And I made the decision that actually I'm helping all these people and I love it. And I'm very passionate about helping people with their mindset and growth and development and all of that. So I made the decision that I was going to qualify as personal trainer. So I've been doing that for nearly 4 years. And honestly, I just love helping people achieve their goals and helping them realize their full potential in terms of fitness and running. Some people are runners, some people are just wanting to feel better in themselves. But again, a lot of the people that come to me, it's the mental health benefits that you have of exercise, and the weight loss and everything else is a bonus depending on what your goals are. Some people want to gain weight, some people want to build muscle, some people want to lose weight. So yeah, I qualified as a PT. I teach classes. I'm now a centre manager for a non-profit organisation, which I absolutely love. We have built such a lovely community and I have a great team of staff. And I genuinely love what I do. I love the classes I teach. So yeah, that is a little bit about me and my journey, and it is very up and down. So if you're following my socials, the last couple of years been quite difficult with me. I've had a lot of body changes and hormone changes, which I'm still learning a lot more about. So how I can work with my cycle and women's health and all of that. So my weight has actually gone right back up again. This time last year, I'd just completed an ultra marathon, and that feels so far away to me right now. And yes, it can get in my head, and I feel a little bit like, why am I still not there? But again, just like my running, my first park runs were 41 minutes. I got down to 30 minutes. I went back up to 36 minutes. Each year is a curvy journey, and I have to work with what I've got right now and be honest and open, and which is why I share everything I do on my social medias, because this is the real world and we are all human and things happen, things change, and we have to adapt to that and learn new ways of achieving our goals around those things that pop up and occur. So at the moment, I'm navigating my hormones and working out what's going on. And there's lots of things it could be. I feel that it could be early perimenopausal. A lot of the signs and symptoms work around that and how much my hormones are changing. But also it could just be something very simple in my diet. So it's a lot of trial and error to kind of learn how to fuel my body, how much to fuel my body, what tips it over the edge, what helps me recover. So I'm being very open and honest about that on my social. So if you're not following me, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I do have TikTok as well. And you can just kind of see what I'm learning. And I want to be able to share my knowledge and my experiences with everybody else. And I feel like because I'm going through that, people see that you are battling and you're a real person and they can relate to it a little bit more. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. And the reason I started this podcast is so I can reach more people with the knowledge that I have. I can reach more people to coach. They may pick up little tips depending on what the subject is. So my goal is to have each episode as a little subject that will go along. So it might be one day we're going to talk all about protein and how it can help the body, how you can work out how much you should be having, all of that. Just so I can share and help people, because I've used a lot of podcasts to support my own personal development, and I very often when I'm driving I will listen to a podcast just because you learn so much, and it might be an hour-long episode and there's one sentence that just makes something click, and that is my goal to give to people. You might listen to several episodes and nothing clicks, but there could just be one sentence that makes you go, I get it now. And so that is my goal. And it isn't just going to all be about running, fitness, weight. I am going to be talking about personal development and growth as well. So talking about how you can improve your mindset, because this journey isn't just about how far you can run, how many steps you do in a day, how much water you drink, how much protein you eat. It is the mindset growth and development. So you need to put just as much work into that as you do your exercising and your nutrition. You need to work on your mindset, because that is key to fitting it all together. So there'll be techniques that you can use to help improve that, things that I've found useful I can share. And also we will be having some guests on to speak about different things, so we can do like Q&As and they can share some of their knowledge as well. So that is the direction that I want to take it. And that's all I have to say for episode 1. So please comment, share anything that you'd like to hear about, share what you think about the podcast. Be honest, because I want to produce something that's helpful for everybody, and I want to learn and improve, because this is all very new to me. I'm not particularly confident in public speaking and stuff like that, but I want to grow myself so I can help more people. So please give any feedback and like and subscribe, and I will catch you on episode 2.